sorry about the interruption, but moving on then with rule number 4. Okay, so we have done 1, which was multiplying the 2 indices, and the quick way is to add the powers. We've done dividing them, and the quick way is to subtract the powers. We've done a power raised to a power, and the quick way is to multiply the powers. So moving on to this one, okay, rule number 4, a to the power of 0 equals 1. Okay, so again, I'll just write it down as it is in the formula and tables book. Now, a to the power of 0 equals 1. So essentially, what they're saying there is it actually doesn't matter what number I pick here as my example. I could pick 8 to the power of 0 and the answer is 1. I could pick 25 to the power of 0, the answer is 1. 2 to the power of 0, the answer is 1. 1425 to the power of 0, and the answer is 1. Okay, so any base number raised to the power of 0, the answer is 1. Okay, so most of the time when I teach that, I get a lot of like, what and why, so I'm going to explain it. So the explanation of this, we have to recall rule number 2. Okay, so rule number 2 was the division one. So it was a to the power of p over a to the power of q equals a to the power of p minus q. I don't know why my a's look like q's all of a sudden. Okay, so let's pick an example. Alright, so let's do 3 divided by 3. Okay, so forget about indices for a second. 3 divided by 3. Third year higher level maths, hopefully. We all know that the answer to that is 1. Okay, now I'm going to bring the indices into it. Okay, so any number, like the number 3, or the number 6, or the number 22, it doesn't really matter, any number, okay? When we write it like this, it can be written with an indice or an index, but normally we don't, okay? So a 3 is the same as 3 to the power of 1, it's just 1, 3. A 6 is the same as 6 to the power of 1, that's just 1, 6. And a 22 is the same as 22 to the power of 1. So any number, you can write it as to the power of 1, and it just means one of them. So remember, if we have 3 squared, that would mean 2 of them multiply together. Or if we had 3 cubed, that would mean 3 of them, 1, 2, 3 of them multiply together. If we had 6 to the power of 4, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 6's. So when we have this, that means just 1 3. Okay, this means just 1 6. Yeah? So I can write this in index form, and it would look like this. Okay, so I haven't changed anything. I've just included the indices that we normally wouldn't include. Okay, so I know that the answer to this is still 1. Okay, because this sum here and this sum here is the exact same sum. Okay, now I'm going to look at that left-hand side using my rule number 2. Okay, so rule number 2 says that if you have a division, matching bases and 2 indices, the quick way is to minus the indices. Okay, so I'm going to do that because here I have matching bases. I have a 3 here and a 3 here, and a 2 indices. Okay, so whatever the base is on the left here, you get the same base on the right. So my base is 3. And then I do top indice minus the bottom indice. Okay, and yet again, we know the answer is 1. Okay, so what is 1 minus 1? It's 0. So I've proved that 3 to the power of 0 equals 1. And I could do that for anything. Okay, if I start here with 5 divided by 5, I would get 5 to the power of 0 is 1. If I started here with 10 divided by 10, I would get 10 to the power of 0 equals 1. Okay, so that's where this rule comes from. Any number raised to the power of 0 equals 1. Okay, so that's rule 3 and rule 4 completed now. So rule 3 was the power to a power, and rule 4 is this one here, anything raised to the power of 0. Okay, so we'll do a few questions on that now.